Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome to another card video. This week I'm doing a pocket slide pop-up card. It was really fun to make, and I made it for a friend of mine, so I put his name on it. So what I did was I started out with 3 different shades of green, and I used my Blossom Petal Punch to punch out those 2 bottom small leaves out of the punch, and I did about 9 punches for each color. And then I used a sponge dauber to ink the edges in Garden Green. This is the Season of Friendship stamp set, and I'm using chocolate chip ink to create my tree trunk. And now I'm going to take these leaves and I'm just going to randomly adhere them to the tree. I'm going to add a little bit of grass with a wild wasabi marker. And then I have this new stamp set called Furry Folk. It's so cute. And I got this little squirrel, and I'm going to stamp the squirrel at the bottom, and then I'm going to take my chocolate chip ink and a blender pen to color him in. I'm starting off on the left because that's where my shadow is, and that's where the darker ink is going to be. And I always like to add a little edging, so I'm using my early espresso marker to just draw some freehand lines around the edges. My next piece of cardstock measures 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to score it 1/2 inch in on each side. And then this little piece is 4 3/4 by 1/2, and I'm scoring it at 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to use my wood grain stamp and some chocolate chip ink. And then to add some dimension, I'm going to take some walnut stain, Tim Holtz Distress ink, and my foam applicator, and I'm going to apply it on the edges and toward the center. Then I'm going to go back and make sure that my edges are really dark on both sides. Alright, I have my Provo Craft Colossal, which is, they don't sell them anymore, but I think you can get them various places on sale. I'm just creating this sort of half circle, half oval, and this is where my owls are going to pop out from. And I messed up the cutting, so I just have to clean it up a little bit with a scissor. I'm going to go back to my walnut stain, and I'm going to just darken it with a sponge dauber on my finger just to make it look kind of like a hole. Okay, so this is going to go on the inside of the card, and so I wanted to still make it look like part of the tree, so I'm going and taking the rest of my leaves and I'm placing them at the top, and then I'm going to take my scissors and just trim off the ends. This is Curly Cute by Stampin' Up. I'm going to use Memento Rich Cocoa ink on Stampin' Up paper, and I'm just going to trim that out, and I'm actually going to rip the sides to make it a little distressed looking. And then again, inking the edges with some walnut stain. Alright, so I spent a ton of time trying to figure out how to put this sign up. I ended up pulling in 7/8 of an inch on each side and putting a brad. I had this matte pack and a paper piercer. And then this next part here, I edited a bunch of it out because I just spent so much time trying to figure out the best way to do it. And what I ended up doing was just punching holes at the top of the sign because I wanted it to be like a sign. And I couldn't get it straight with those 2 brads, so I ended up deciding I was just going to make it crooked and it'll look like owls put it up. I kind of like the way it turned out, how it's crooked. And that's just some linen thread that I wrapped around those brads. Alright, so here I'm stamping the bellies for the owls in different, it's just a polka dot stamp in just different colors. And now I'm going to punch out all my pieces into this container. That way I contain all my scraps and I can just pull out the pieces that I need. I'm just going to show you how I put one owl together. I've put a bunch together, so I'm pretty quick with it now. And I use a paper piercer that has a bunch of adhesive on the end of it just from using it on different adhesives, and I just use that to pick up these little pieces. And then I'm going to have my two bottom owls looking up, so I place the black pupils on one side and then I put the eyeballs in so that they look up. I'm going to add wings to a couple of these, so I just used my scallop circle punch and cut it into 4 pieces that I can put wings on 2 owls. So I'm just putting adhesive on the back and then just placing them on. So I'm going to have 2 of these owls sort of flying from the top. Okay, I slowed this part down. Well, not yet. First I'm going to place those 2 owls on the strip that's going to go into that hole in the tree. And I'm just using regular adhesive to put these on. And then this one, the reason why I scored it and folded it is so I can create some air in between the 2 layers, and there'll be some room for those owls to slide in and out. Okay, here's where I slowed it down. So it looks so slow, but this is actual real time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive on the little piece up there, and then I'm going to line it up as if it was tucked in so that I know how far down it needs to go. And then I just fold the top over and it catches onto that sticky piece, and then it's all set the way it needs to be as far as how high it goes. Alright, speeding it back up. I'm just arranging my owls on the top. And notice I'm not using dimensionals, I'm just letting them lay flat because the card is kind of bulky already the way it is. Alright, so I'm making this card for someone named David because he just switched and is very excited, so this is a big congratulations for him. So I like when I can personalize a card. I think it makes it more special. And then I just tuck it right in there. This is just some Ranger yellow stickles to make it look more festive, like they're having a big party in there. And I actually went back and added some to the middle of the card you can see in my photos. And that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. It's cute. I like it. A little time consuming, but it was fun. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.